Hello everyone, it's Shraddha here from Amethyst Physio, the Conscious Healing. Today is a very interesting day. One of my best friend, Jo Calleja, is joining me today, and we're going to simply talk about pregnancy. And this is a wonderful space, just letting you know, whoever's watching, to share the stories, or just a non-judgmental space where you can actually share honestly and openly whatever you're going through. If whatever you want to empty yourself, feel free to do it here, and we would love to actually listen and talk more about how what are the different emotions that we go through during the pregnancy and how it impacts you mentally, physically, and many other interesting things actually is on our list. So today we're going to talk about what is the most challenging emotion that you are feeling during your pregnancy. And the way we're going to start is actually me and Jo are going to talk about what we went through, and please, we would love to know more about actually what are other women's going through. So let me introduce Jo Calleja. Hi, Jo.
Hey, Shraddha. Thank you. Yes, it's great to do these series, I think, in helping other women understand that they're not alone, that we all
That's
go through
right.
different emotions.
True. And I'm not sure if you did, Jo, but when I was pregnant, I actually used to do this a lot. I would go jump on the internet and trying to find the videos where I can actually relate myself. And, if I find anything like this, I used to feel really good that, I'm not the only one. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think it's a great idea. Certainly when I was pregnant, I know it's a few years ago now, but I still remember it, the feelings that I would go through, and we all experience the different feelings, and it's not good or bad. It's just your own personal journey, your own experience. But I think what the surprising thing is that other women are also going through it. So, and you don't know that. You think you're the only one going through all these feelings. And sometimes you don't want to share what you're going through because they could be quite personal. I know something that I was worried about during my pregnancy, and the moment I found out that I was pregnant, was the birth, going through all that pain. You see it on TV where women are screaming in pain, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I was just, each day was getting closer to that day.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
yeah, so
Right.
you have all these unreasonable, I guess, fears
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're real fears.
True. Yeah, you feel it in your body, isn't it?
You feel it,
Yeah.
yeah. It's something that's with you, and I think the important thing to remember is your support network.
That's
Reaching
right.
out.
That's right. Yeah, don't feel alone. Don't get yourself isolated. Don't get that lonely mood, because it's not healthy, isn't it?
No.
Um, yeah, true,
And
very true.
finding the right people that you can really express yourself. Sometimes it's not always the closest members in your family. It's
Yeah,
friends, it's your
yeah,
medical team even. But reach
yeah,
out, find the people that you can be you and express what you're feeling.
mm,
And they're the people that'll help you through this or motivate you through it. And be confident in that you'll get there as long as you have the right support, the medical team behind you.
yeah,
You'll get through it. Just trust in that.
yeah, true. Actually, yeah. Let's talk about. So, what was the most challenging emotion when you were pregnant, Jo? So you talked about fear. Tell us a little bit more how it was, how real it was for you.
Yeah, well, when I went through my pregnancy, I guess the day, well, firstly, my eldest son was late. He was 2 weeks late. So they
Yes.
had to induce me. And during that, I was in labour for about 17 hours. He was actually stuck in my pelvis, and just what my pelvis wasn't moving. And so they decided on a emergency Caesar. And of course, this is something I wasn't expecting. So everything after that was very, I guess, surprising and shocking at the same time, because I wanted the perfect pregnancy. And so we give ourselves, we tend to put this unnecessary pressure on ourselves of what is a perfect pregnancy. A perfect pregnancy is you and your baby coming out healthy. So I guess having an emergency Caesar after 17 hours of labour was, 20 minutes later, I had my baby in front of me. But unfortunately, I suffered with postnatal depression. And so I could even remember looking at my baby in my arms and not believing he was mine. This wasn't mine. And so all sorts of strange feelings were starting to appear. I would also cry. I started to cry a lot. Just the mention of the word baby and birth and just sent me into tears. And even though people were congratulating me and saying, they're so happy for me, I didn't feel happy for me. I did not feel happy at all. And those experiences are still with me. And it's as if it was yesterday. I could still feel that they're there, but I guess they don't affect me.
And and the thing is, you got over it, isn't it?
You get over it. And it's having the right people to help you get over it. So remember, this is just an emotion that we're going through, and we're not our thoughts. So it's building the resilience and knowing when to get help. So fortunately for me, I had a midwife who spotted my postnatal depression quite early. And so I was able to get the support that I needed. But that support was for 3 months. I was in a very drowsy state and I slept a lot of the time. It wasn't until maybe 3 months later that I lifted out of the fog, is what I call it. I was lucky. I had my family supporting me, so they would just come in. It was like a teamwork. They would come in, they would do everything. I didn't have to think about anything other than feeding and cuddling with my baby. And I think that's what's important, having the right people around you. So do that now. Don't wait. Get the right people that will be there if you need it. And having the courage to do it. Letting go.
And I think this is the biggest motivation behind what you're doing, Jo, isn't it? You don't want anyone else to go through this and thinking that they are alone, or thinking that going through the I'm sure there are a lot other emotion comes with this, like a guilt or that I'm not enough, and why did I even choose to have a baby, many other things. So I think this is the biggest the reason why you want to help as many women as you can, because it's very important, isn't it? Yes. And it's actually most joyful part, actually, that just goes unrecognized sometimes because of all these other things we're dealing within us.
That's so true. I mean, the feeling of guilt and shame, they were with me all the time. Why am I feeling this? Why am I not being the perfect mother, having the perfect baby?
Oh my God. Perfect mother. Oh my God. I had that same, I actually had it even, I was one of the perfectionists, and throughout the whole 9 months, I struggled with that perfectionism because, I think we all have a different definition of perfectionism. And I had also lot of fear of uncertainty, lot of unrealistic expectation with pretty much everything, like how the bedroom should be, how I need this, I need that, and I had pretty much everything, change table, the pillow thing, the breastfeeding pillow, most things I actually managed to get, luckily. But even then, there was still this thing going in the head that I'm not a perfect mother because the baby is crying at random times and I'm not able to even console my own baby.
Yeah.
And and
Yeah.
now I know it's so common,
Very
but that's
common.
another thing, Joe. If you're in the family where your most siblings are younger than you and you're the one who's or in your friend circle where you're the one who's having the first go at
Yeah.
this, you may not even hear from them that this could happen. And I think that's
Mm.
why you're telling right. Go outside your own family and friends and connect with other women who actually either gone through it or something like this. What we're talking, at least it gives you a hint that it's okay if that
Yeah.
happens.
It
Yeah,
does happen. And I think we put these unrealistic expectations on ourselves
yeah,
of what the perfect mother should look like and what the perfect pregnancy should look like. And, you know,
yeah,
and I'm thinking, no, don't. Everyone's
yeah,
different. We all go
yeah,
through it differently. Don't put any
true,
more stress or pressure on yourself. What's
true,
perfect is perfect for you. And
and this uh,
I think if we let go of that, those unrealistic, I guess,
yeah,
expectations, then
yeah,
I think things will be maybe easier for you or more happy for you, and that you're not
yeah,
having to have these goals that are just unrealistic. Just
true.
go with the day.
Yeah, less freezing periods, maybe, that moments that freezes you, at least you have less of them. It itself is biggest thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, totally
Now,
agree.
yeah, so that's it. Let's just count some of the most challenging feelings, right? So you talked about fear, right? Unrealistic expectation. So I had this over over perfectionism, and the same. I also had a lot of uncertainty towards the whatever change that was coming in my life. It was hard to accept that that
Yeah, so there's
change.
grief.
I think
That's
that's fear
change.
of yeah, true, yeah.
Sadness, grief.
Sadness because you're losing a lot. you're going to miss your, I don't know, the life before having baby, but uh, that's another angle how you want to look at it. Do you want to look at as if your life's gonna bring a lot of things that you don't even know, great things, isn't it? Instead of
That's right.
being sad. Yeah,
Exactly.
but
But I guess it's part of that perfectionism as well. We want it all. We want to be the
true,
perfect
true.
mother, the perfect provider, the perfect career, the perfect mum, the
Oh,
perfect everything. Um, and with that will come grief and sadness because you're changing, and with change you're evolving, and some people do miss their previous life and or find it hard to let go of that
yeah,
previous
and
life.
it's all and everything is temporary, isn't it? It's
It's
not
just
really that you're going to
temporary.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're not losing something forever. It's just
No,
temporary.
it's just temporary. You will get all that back, maybe more. It's
Exactly.
just understanding that it's only in that moment that you're feeling that, and that will pass too. Everything will pass and things will get better, and with each day things do get better, and your life
Yeah.
will become stronger and happier, and it's just realizing that everything's temporary. It's only a temporary part of your life. My pregnancy and the birth, it was nearly 24 years ago. So it was only, when you look back, it's only such a short time. I guess
Yeah.
when you're in it, you think it's just forever and it's
Mm,
just never going to go away, but it will, and it does. So
true.
understanding that, and
Yeah.
a lot of the emotions that we experience can be a pattern or a behavior or um, something that we've experienced during our own childhood that
Mm,
we carry forward, and
true.
not knowing how to let go of those things or releasing those things, that's where I can also help. So I
Yeah.
help you release those trapped, what I call trapped emotions within you, so that you
Okay.
can move forward,
Yeah.
and rather than limiting you, it actually helps you.
So do you think, Joe, that as we were counting emotions, all these, fear, our perfection, or even anger and sadness, do you think they are the one of those, the one we feel is actually the one where we are trapped already, and that's why they come on surface more prominently?
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
yeah.
I think,
Mm,
and we don't like to talk about that. That's something that we hide or feel guilty of. We shouldn't be feeling this.
true.
I think when I remember having my son, looking at him and thinking he was a parasite. And he just drained me. And I felt that everything, he depended on me, and I never had anybody that needed that
Yeah,
total dependence
true.
on me.
Yeah.
And so that was hard to
Probably.
also live with at the time. But
True.
but now I think I'm his pain. I like to know what's going on, and why hasn't he called me? And
That's
so
right.
it's a
Right.
different
Yes.
stage. So again, everything's temporary, and it's just understanding that it is.
That's so true. Yes, yes. I actually, yeah, you're right. My kids are also big now. Not too big, but yeah, 6 and 9. And to be honest, I can't believe I've changed to the mom who actually now enjoys messiness. And I see how kids can get creative when the house is messy, and it's no big deal.
No big deal.
Um, yeah,
All they
yes, yes.
need fundamentally is love.
And I think, and this is the thing, Joe. This is the growing part that happens within us, and I think that's why that pain comes. But that pain has a purpose.
Yes,
If we get that clarity, beforehand, I think even through that pain period, we will know that it's fulfilling some purpose, and I'll come out as a better person after this.
that's right. That's right. It's all
Yeah,
a journey, I think. I know that blase, that little term, but it really is. We're all evolving every day
yes,
with every lesson. And if you see
true.
the lesson as what's the positive in this rather than what's the negative,
Yes,
you learn from it. And that's
true,
the way to move forward.
true. So let's do something interesting, Joe, that whoever is listening right now and are willing to, or not willing to, but if you are actually simply enjoying this, Joe can actually talk more about these trapped emotions and possible. She has wonderful ways, how to release it or how to overcome it. What we can do is, how about next live? What do you want to do next live, Joe? Do you think that's a good direction to go?
Yeah, sure. Maybe
Yeah.
different ways of how we can release our own trapped energies. That
Okay,
sounds
different
great.
ways.
Or if any of the viewers like to comment or share or below and just
Yeah.
let us know what they might be interested in, what
Oh,
they'd like
yeah,
us to
that would
talk
be
about,
nice. Yeah. Yeah.
we can do
Mm.
that too. So let's be
True,
open.
true. Yeah, let's be open. Let's see. And give it a week. Yeah, give it a week, and yeah, and we'll just see how, if anyone has anything to share, or we'll continue our discussion on. Mention it again, Joe. I would like to hear from you. So
Yes.
different way to, what did you say?
So what we'll talk about is how to release those emotions. Is that
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Yes,
Are you happy
yes,
to do
yes.
that?
Yeah, yeah. I would actually love to know more about, because you are really interesting when you talk about energy, and I would love to hear more about that.
But there's
So,
also
and
the physical side of things too, Shraddha. That's where you come
yeah,
in.
yeah, of course, yes, yeah, yeah. So I'm a physiotherapist, and I know how simply moving your body can makes huge impact on your mental energy. So, and I love exercising, not in that exercise sense, but my exercises are really relaxing, and you can do it and you can enjoy it, and that's what I think it is. But I
Sounds
would love to
great.
share. Yeah, yeah.
If
So
we both,
probably some stage we will actually share some basic exercises, but let's stick to next time. I want to stick with your what you said, how to release this trapped emotion, because I really believe in giving environment that your baby is growing in. If you can give that baby a good environment in the womb, I think things will be much nicer when it comes out, when the baby comes out, you know. And yeah, what do you think,
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that sounds great. If you're creating a happy, safe environment already within the womb, then you'll feel much stronger once it's born. You know, the baby
true.
will be more relaxed and calmer too. So, and if the baby's relaxed, mum is
Yeah.
relaxed.
And I think that is a bonding, isn't it? That's a bonding.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Been great.
So let's do that. Yeah, let's do that on the next live. Yeah,
Okay.
how to release different emotions. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sounds good. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And we would love to hear. We would love to make this as a platform where you can share anything and everything without feel the sense of judgment from any of us, because supporting is a key, you know. And maybe one day you will be able to support someone who's going through what you're going through, and that's a joy, that's pure joy.
Sounds great.
And we are feeling that joy already right now,
Yeah,
right,
we
Joe?
are. It's fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching,
Thank
and
you.
we'll see you next time.
See you next
Bye for now.
time. Bye.
Yeah, you've been listening actually Joe Calleja, yes, and Shraddha um, Patel. I'm the founder of Amethyst Physio, the Conscious Healing, and Joe is from Pregnancy and Me. Thank you so much. Bye for
Thanks,
now.
everyone.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.